Yo, what is going on, you party flapple? I know yesterday I said I came at you guys with an absolute banger, but today I'm coming at you with even more of an absolute banger, and that is this Turbo Mew VMAX Meloetta build that is super centered around the Meloetta with the Melodious Echo that does 70 damage for each Fusion Strike energy attached to all of our Pokemon. So we got 2 of those in here. We have 3 Elsa Sparkle and 3 Pokegears. So we have a lot of cards in here to help us get off a turn 1 Melodious Echo when we go second. So either we win the coin flip when we go first and we're fine because we're going first, or we go second because our opponent wins the coin flip, and then we go for a turn 1 Melodious Echo to do 110 damage on the first turn, or more than that with Vitality Band and the Power Tablets, or we could even get off a turn 1 Psychic Leap if they open like a Sobble or something. So we don't even always have to go with a turn 1 Meloetta, but the option is there if they open something like a Mew VMAX, or a Mew V, or a Genesect, or a Umbreon V, whatever, turn 1 at 210, and it actually happens so consistently with this list, it's insane. The 2 Meloetta, the 3 Sparkle, the 3 Pokegear to find the Sparkles, and then the rest of the list is just really a standard, straightforward Turbo Mew VMAX build around that. We still got the 4 Battle VIP passes, we got the 4 Cramomatics, you got the 4 Rotom phones, so we're really getting aggressively through our deck and finding the important cards immediately when we need them. So it's kind of insane how consistently we pull off the turn 1 Melodious Echo. So let's go ahead and let's get into some games, and I'll show you guys how to take turn 1 knockouts with the Meloetta. Absolutely bonkers start in this one. We are going second, but that is where this deck is fine. I wouldn't say extremely comfortable, but it is definitely fine for us to go second. We don't mind going second at all because of these kind of starts that we can have. And our opponent actually mulliganed 4 times, so that's going to be very helpful in helping us pull off this turn 1 attack. But I think we're going to have the donk here on our opponent's lone Victini V. There's a path to the peak, but it doesn't matter. Quick ball away the Pokegear, grab the Meloetta, check the deck real fast. There is 2 of them in there. We did prize 1, but here we go. Fusion, or not Fusion Strike, Sparkle, attach and knock out, donk the Victini V, and that is what this deck is all about. Even when we go second, it feels like we go first because we always get a turn 1 knockout. Doesn't matter what we're up against. Going second once again, but once again, what the deck's all about. We're ready for it. Mulligan with the opening draw. Would have been pretty good though. A lot of Pokemon surge. That's basically all we want to find on our first turn is a lot of Pokemon surge, especially when we have a lot of cards that we can kind of just play out of the hand, which besides the Psychic Energy, I guess we maybe would have quick balled that or the VMAX. Meloetta start. There's the Sparkle. We're gonna open the Mew because that does have free retreat, so we may as well have the Mew in the active. But already looking really good for a turn 1 knockout once again. Let's see what my opponent's playing. We did mulligan 3 times apparently. That's a lot. I don't like mulliganing 3 times. We're up against a Zacian deck. I don't know what to expect from this. This is different. I haven't played against a Zacian deck in a while. Will be interesting for sure. We can almost get the knockout on the Zacian. We are a couple cards short, but we're gonna hopefully find those and get this turn 1 KO, and then we'll just see where the game goes from there. But yeah, we're looking for this turn 1 knockout on the Zacian to start with. We got the Sparkle. We do need an energy as well from the Cramomatic. Yeah, and then we also are short a damage modifier to actually get the KO on the Zacian. So even if we get the 3 Fusion Strike energy, we do need a little bit more. And the question from there then becomes, you know, how scared are we of just getting returned knocked out by a Corviknight VMAX? That energy is not the energy we're looking for. Not the Sparkle. We'll start with the Cramomatic here on the Pokegear and see what it gives us. It gives us a heads. So I'm feeling could go for the Battle VIP pass. I kind of just want to grab the Fusion Strike energy though. Could go for the Battle VIP pass. I'm feeling the Battle VIP pass. I don't know why. Feels a little safer. Grab ourselves another Mew to work with. Okay, Battle VIP pass, double Genesect. Now the question is, do I start with, I think I'm gonna start with some Genesect draws here because we still need to draw into a Fusion Strike energy. Usually feels a little bit better. Go with a Great Ball. Got a fail. Okay, we might just end up attaching a Psychic Energy, to be honest, so I am gonna go with a Quick Ball of the Boss. Grab another Genesect. Once again, I'm going to draw before I use the Sparkle. Because once I use the Sparkle, I take 2 Fusion Strike energy out of my deck. So once I draw like 3 Fusion Strike energy here, if we didn't, we drew like the perfect amount though. So now Sparkle here to the Meloetta to the active. Boom, boom. Then we're going to attach to the Meloetta. Play this Great Ball. I don't actually mind grabbing the Mew VMAX here for the next turn, to be honest, because the Rotom Phone like digs us. Well, I guess we're going to see a couple more cards, but there is a tablet. So we got the turn 1 knockout once again. The question here just becomes, what happens from here on my opponent's side, to be honest. Like, I don't know what to expect here. I don't go up against Zacian decks very often, especially, or metal decks like this very often. Can they get the return KO? Yes. Will they get it? We'll find out. And then where does the game go from there, to be honest? I feel like we're still going to be in a fine spot. But how good of a spot will we be in will be really the question. I think I do want to like target down the Bronzor. How much HP does this bird have? I don't know how much HP the Corviknight VMAX actually has. Bronzor, I think we want to KO. And then from there, I honestly have no clue what we want to do. But yeah, it looks like they're definitely going to be knocking out my Meloetta. I guess it depends. Do they get the Corviknight VMAX? They might have to use with the Sky Hurricane on the Corviknight V. Definitely not as good as attacking with the Corviknight VMAX, though. So I know they want to find the Corviknight VMAX, because we can't quite knock that out. Not with the tablet gone. We need like a quad tablet turn, I think. Yeah, we need to have like a quad tablet turn, I think. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get that off yet. There's the move up. I mean, maybe their hand is dead besides the Sky Hurricane. In that case, we'd be okay. No, they got the Corviknight VMAX. Okay. So we definitely need to KO this Bronzong. And then from there, to be honest, I don't know what we're gonna do. Our focus is gonna be the Bronzong. We're gonna look for a boss on this turn. I got the Cramomatic that could find us the boss. I can have to give up the switch card actually as well. Gotta be careful with our switch cards usually, but we have 3 left. Okay, here comes a Marnie. Now, there was a couple things in my hand that I did like, the energy and the VMAX, but there was no boss in the hand, so I don't mind this too much. I definitely don't mind it too much. I got the boss, the Fog Crystal, the Vitality Band, less important. We'll probably throw that on the Mew VMAX as well. And then we're just, or the Mew V, and then we're just missing the VMAX. We could also Psychic Leap, knock out the Bronzong for 110. We'll see. Quick Ball top deck. Ooh, I don't love the Quick Ball top deck unless we want to put the Fusion Strike energy attached and then Quick Ball away the Fog Crystal, which now I think that's probably the move to go with here. Probably just want another Mew. I was thinking about getting the Meloetta there, but I think the Mew is probably gonna be a little bit better. Attach. Boss Bronzong, and then let's draw 6 fresh cards. Of course, the draw power of Genesect is absolutely absurd. The draw, though, not as absurd. Let's go with the Cramomatic here. There's a heads, though, so the VMAX is on the way. Sometimes that's all you need, is that heads on the Cramomatic, and you're rolling once again. Draw a couple more cards with this Fusion Strike system. See what we grab. Not much. All right, let's go with the Max Miracle for the knockout. And then now from here, I think we try and 2-hit KO a Corviknight VMAX. But even that could still be tough. And the reason I don't want to just hit into a Corviknight VMAX there is because they probably play the... oh man, what is the card called? They probably play Cheryl. So they could just like move the energy off. And there's even the Concede. Okay, the early station KO. Follow up with the Bronzong KO. I think they were still in that one. That Concede confuses me a little bit. But apparently, they didn't think they could do it without that Bronzong. We get to go first in this one, and we don't mind going first, even though when we go second, everything feels fine and great. Going first is definitely also fine. We definitely just are fine going first as well, because that's basically what the deck is all about. It's either we go first when we win the coin flip, or when we lose the coin flip and go second, it still feels like we went first because we get that turn 1 KO, that first KO in the game. And this opening hand is beautiful. We'll open the Meloetta, the Battle VIP Pass, the Energy, the Great Ball, potentially a Sparkle on the next turn if we want to go for that, but we have other options as well that we could go for. We are up against a Jolteon deck, so the big fear here is... do they play... my least favorite card, what is it called? Path to the Peak. Do they play Path to the Peak? Let's find out. We don't play any stadiums. The one true weakness of maximizing the consistency of a list like this is we do have to make cuts somewhere, and that comes in the form of stadium cards. We don't play any stadium cards, so I don't want to say we're gonna for sure get punished or anything like that, but we could definitely end up, I don't want to even call it punished. I don't want to say we're for sure out of the game because of something like that. I will say there is a chance that they play Path to the Peak, put it in play, and then we lose the game, but it isn't a guarantee. And I'm not done yet. We're not done yet, not until the game has actually begun, which it hasn't quite yet. Do I want to play this switch? I guess is definitely a question, though. Into a Mew. I kind of want to save them because we might even just attack with Meloetta on the next turn. So I think we're going to pass. See what my opponent's got. Maybe they have to show on Marnie. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have any supporter. Yeah, but the big question is, like I said, do they play Path to the Peak? And I feel like more and more lists recently have been not playing the Path to the Peak, so that's a good sign for us, a good thing for us. Let's list playing Path to the Peak. But we'll see if they've got it or not. And if they do, we'll be able to figure out something to do, I'm sure. I'm not too worried about it. There's a second Sobble. Now, a lot of people have been playing that cross switcher build. There is the Marnie. That is one reason I kind of wanted to play a switch ahead of time, but if I play the switch ahead of time, Yeah, maybe it was still correct anyway, just to play the switch ahead of time. The chance of them using, boss that turn or whatever is like super low. Not gonna happen almost. So maybe I should have just been a little bit more aggressive. Okay, KO on this Jolteon would be huge. Gonna go with a. I think I prized my second Psychic Energy. So I'll Chromatic this. Ooh, the heads is great. We need Switch, Boss, and Energy. The one we have the least of is the Switch because we have Pokegears. Oh man, we're already out of Pokegears. Okay. But I would like to at least attack for the turn. So I'm gonna grab the Switch. The Switch is no, I'm gonna grab the Switch. Okay, we're gonna grab the Switch. Evolve. Switch. Genesect. I don't want to like get boss immediately because we could still like Elsa Sparkle and just go with that as our play for the turn. Now we got the boss. Perfect. And well, we don't even have the energy. Don't even have the energy yet. But apparently it's too much for my opponent. And they concede. Let's get that dub. Here we go again. Another Meloetta start. So we're already getting set up for that turn 1 attack off the rip. Melodious Echo. The rest of the hand not as good, to be honest. A little bit slow to start off with, but we'll see what we draw into. We are up against a Gengar V, which is pretty difficult for us to deal with early on. So we're going to need that triple Fusion Strike energy. We need the triple Fusion Strike energy to get the KO on the first turn here. So we're going to have to draw pretty well off the rip here, to be honest. But if we do, the rewards or whatever you want to call it is going to be pretty great. We'll just get the knockout on this. We could also settle for like smaller Melodious Echo with a basic Psychic. So we're going to start with the Great Ball here. Hopefully get some Pokemon. The Mew is okay. Gonna definitely have to go get another Genesect with this. Gonna give up the Mew VMAX here. Grab a Genesect. And then throw everything down. Draw some cards. And hope for some good draws. And then hopefully get the KO on this Gengar. Ugh, not loving it. I'm not loving it. Let's go Cramomatic. Get rid of this Power Tablet. No, that's a Tails. Do I want to bench this Mew is the question. That's our last draw if I bench the Mew. But if I go like this first, maybe we can draw into another Genesect. Oh, is this correct? Is it incorrect? Looks like it did not go very well. Gonna go with the Rotom Phone. Throw another Genesect on the top. We'll then bench a Mew V. I'm going to throw a Fusion Strike energy in place somewhere here. Probably just on the Meloetta. They probably aren't going to be able to chase anything. They could. I guess they won't be able to chase a Mew V. Even if they put another Single Strike energy here, they couldn't. They would need like Single Strike energy, Boss, Houndoom. Ooh, they could have that. They could chase anything they wanted to if they have that. But I guess it is safer on the Mew because they could have just like energy or Houndoom. They would kill the Meloetta, but they want to kill the Mew. So let's go ahead and hide this over here on the Mew. And then I could boss the Houndoom or Houndour. Okay, let's go with that too. Might slow my opponent down a little bit and then pass. All right. So slow start. We did whiff the turn 1 attack. Yeah, we did whiff the turn 1 attack, but it happens sometimes. Usually it feels like the deck's cooking. A little bit of lack of cooking here, I guess. Not as much cooking as we would have liked. And yeah, here comes the big dog from my opponent, the Houndoom. And they're going to be able to accelerate in energy. Like I said, they can get the KO on the Meloetta. Do they have anything else to go with it? Is now a question I have. Do they have anything else to go with this energy acceleration to the Gengar V? Or maybe they just have this knockout. Here comes the Evolution Incense. The VMAX is there. Do they have the boss to back it up as well? Now I'm just kind of scared that they have the whole shebang. Here comes the Gengar VMAX. Do they have a boss to go with it? They do have the boss. We can still play for a triple tablet play on our turn to actually 1-hit KO this. We can do that 300 damage with 3 tablets. So as long as all the tablets are on the deck. No, it is a Marnie from our opponent though. This is huge. This is a bunch of new cards for us to work with. 4 new cards. And let's see if there are any good Fusion Strike energy. Pokegear, Genesect, pretty good draw here. Pretty good draw indeed. We could definitely go for like a big Melodious Echo on this turn, I think. And play for a 1-hit KO on the Gengar. That's what I want to play for anyways. We'll see if we can actually pull it off. We do need to have 2 other Fusion Strike energy in the deck. That's one thing. And then so we do need a little bit to go in our favor here, I guess. We need 2 Fusion Strike energy in the deck. And then we need to find the Sparkle before we find those other energies. So we're gonna like start with send up a Mew, switch to a Mew, Pokegear to try and find the Elsa Sparkle before we draw with Genesect. Because if we Genesect into the Fusion Strike energy, we won't be able to quite make that play work. So we have to find the Elsa Sparkle first. We could also top deck a Fusion Strike energy off our top deck here, and that would also be not good. So we're hoping that doesn't happen. Hopefully anyways. Not a great card, but it isn't a Fusion Strike energy. There's the Sparkle. Okay, we are in business now. Also Sparkle here, and I think I want to split the energy completely here. There's the two basic psychics to work with later on as well. That's great. Throw this down here. Switch to the other Mew. We still have 2 switches to work with. Throw down another Genesect. Genesect for 5, and we just need a tablet, and we get the, and that will do it. That is a tablet. Boom. Play it on the power tablet. Quick ball away the Genesect. Get rid of that. Draw some more cards. I don't really want to make one of these a VMAX if the other one's not going to also be a VMAX. So I'm just going to play the Fog Crystal. Oh, I do want to grab the Psychic Energy though, because we do want that for next turn. I was like going to not do anything, but now that I want that, I'm just going to hold it. I should have just held it as a Fog Crystal, to be honest. I was like, there's nothing I want off that. And then boom, Melodious Echo. No turn 1 knockout, but this follow-up KO is pretty big and keeping us in the game here for sure. And it sets up the prize trade in a little bit of an awkward spot for my opponent, where they KO the Meloetta, they actually don't KO a VMAX and then win the game in the following turn. And if they, boss KO a V, if I just keep this as a Meloetta and a Mew V, they still can't win the game that way either. So we've kind of set it up in not a checkmate scenario, but we put ourselves in a really good spot where we just have a lot of outs to winning the prize trade. We kind of always win the prize trade before my opponent here. We're just kind of always ahead, and there's nothing my opponent can do about it. So yeah, we'll see if we can just close this one out in 2 turns here. The double Meloetta slowing down the game a ton here. The first one kind of just being the active there, just being like, okay, if you knock me out, you only get 1 prize card. The second one, big damage with that Sparkle. 1-hit KO on the Gengar VMAX. I already had 20 damage on it from the Houndoom, but that's kind of expected. And we actually maybe could have even gone a little bit further, I think, and maybe got another tablet if we needed it. Here comes a Marnie. Now, our hand was pretty good. I did missequence with that Crystal on the last turn, so that could make it a little bit harder to find the energy for a Mew VMAX. But with triple Genesect in play, and hey, we just drew into energy and Mew VMAX, so I'm not worried about it at all right now. And we definitely have the KO on the Houndoom here. The question is just going to be, can we get the KO on the Crobat on the following turn? Because that's going to be our focus for our next 4 prize cards here. Knock out the Houndoom with a Max Miracle, and then knock out a Crobat with the Techno Blast from another Mew VMAX. We got the energy set up. Just need to go ahead and find ourselves that next energy, that next VMAX, and a boss. And we have all that in the deck. We got 2 boss. The other VMAX was in there, I believe. Actually, I don't know if the other VMAX could be prized. So we might want to go with the boss this turn. We have to kind of see what we prized. We did prize, we could have prized our 3rd switch as well, but I'm probably going to go ahead and burn this switch anyways, unknowing if I prized it or not. That's why checking your prize cards can be so important. So I might throw here on this turn by having not checked my prize cards, to be honest. But we're going to play aggressive here to help maximize our odds of closing out the game on the following turn by doing plays like, discarding or playing the switch aggressively. Playing like we have our 3rd Mew VMAX. I guess I could get a KO on this Houndoom with the tablet. I could not VMAX. It'd be really nice to check my deck right now. Like, if I could just check my deck right now. Cramomatic might let me check my deck right now. Tails. Okay, so we're going to be aggressive then. Boom, boom, boom. We're just going to be aggressive and hope that we see all the cards we need to see to close this one out. Another Cramomatic. The switch is there, so that's good. Fog Crystal can get us a Mew, and it will let us check our deck. The energy's there. The Mew VMAX is there. The switch is there. The boss is there. Okay, so we have everything in the deck. We can play as aggressive as we want now at this point. Although I do like all these cards in the hand, to be honest. Except for the Cramomatic. So this can find us the Mew VMAX. This can find us the boss. I do want to play a little bit more aggressive. Check for the VMAX. And a Mew. Fail that. Cramomatic here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get a little bit more aggressive here. Just draw cards. Make it so we can probably just see our whole deck between this turn and next turn. Throw this here. We could play that. Hopefully get the VMAX. Get the VMAX. We can just evolve the VMAX here. And that's what I was saying about the double Meloetta. Our opponent still has 4 prize cards left. Fog Crystal I'm going to hold. Rotom Phone I'm going to hold. Draw 2 more. Keep the switch just in case they want to do a cheeky boss on my Genesect. And then go ahead and just Max Miracle knockout. Yeah, the double Meloetta, like I said, slowing down the game. They still have 4 prize cards, even if they get a 1-hit KO on my Mew VMAX here, which they should very easily be able to put together, to be honest. Should be able to get a VMAX and 2 energy on the Gengar V, no problem. Even if they pull all of that together, it doesn't matter because they're only drawing 3 prize cards, and they've got 4 left because we made them go through those 2 Meloetta at the beginning of the game, and they have not been able to recover from that uneven prize trade off the rip very well at all. And now we have this play set up to boss KO the Crobat on the bench. And I don't think it is maybe possible that we whiff the draw here, but 11 cards left in deck. A lot of these cards are very aggressively played, are very easy to play them out. I guess we still have 2 Quick Ball left to thin out the hand. We are out of Cramomatic, so to thin out the hand with the Cramomatics, and we're actually out. We have 1 UV left. I don't say we're out of bench Pokemon, so we might not be able to maximize the draws from the Fusion Strike system, but we do have 1 Mew left if we can find it. So we should still be able to maximize the draws in that way. I think we're in a pretty good spot here. We'll see what happens. We'll see if they even get the Marnie. Obviously, if they don't get the Marnie, we simply just have game in hand. Okay, there's the Marnie. So let's see what this draw gives us. And if it is going to cause us any problems, we're losing a boss. The Fog Crystals are going to the bottom of the deck. But okay, there's already the Mew V. We got the Quick Ball to get rid of the Elsa Sparkle. So that thins out that card. That would be like a kind of a dead card in the hand. Then we can draw with the Genesect. And there's like 3 outs to the basic Psychic Energy. And then 2 boss in there. But with the Pokegear, we have a lot of reach. The boss is probably pretty much guaranteed. So I guess the only thing we could maybe whiff, and I think it still might be one of those situations where it is basically impossible to whiff because there is 3 outs left in the deck to find the Psychic Energy. We should probably be able to close this one out on the next turn. I'm not feeling too worried about it at all. There goes the energy to the Gengar VMAX. So here comes the knockout on my Mew VMAX. We have 2 tablets left, but that's not enough to get a KO on the Gengar VMAX. The max we could do would be actually, it's pretty close. We actually are pretty close there, actually. That's way closer than I thought we'd be. We're doing 280 with 2 tablets. One of them might be still prized, though, so I don't even know if we have access to both tablets here. Okay, so we can Quick Ball away the Elsa Sparkle. The other Quick Ball top deck is actually not bad. And yeah, we should be able to draw through all of this for sure. So we can draw 4 here. Then we can play this Quick Ball to thin out any card that is a dead card if we would happen to draw into it. But there's a dead card in the Elsa Sparkle, but there's also a boss and the Fog Crystal for the Psychic Energy. And the Meloetta is once again doing work here as we clean this one up with a KO on the Crobat. Yeah, Meloetta Mew is insane. Path to the Peak is scary. But if you don't play against them, it is really no problem. And the deck feels like by far the best deck in the format if you don't play up against Path to the Peak, because the deck is just so consistent about getting off these turn 1 attacks. And if you guys enjoyed the video and like this deck, be sure to give the video a like. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to subscribe. If you're new here, hit the bell. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.